Hi everyone, I'm Jimaku Brimstone and welcome to the review of Strażnik Światła, which could be translated to The Guardian of Light, the 10th record by the Polish heavy metal band Turbo. This year we're celebrating the 15th anniversary of the record, so I had to go back and see if it still holds up or not. This video is a part of my ongoing series called Dementia December. I'm basically reviewing records that I missed out on the exact anniversary date, but I still want to talk about them. So I've just reviewed their previous record, Tożsamość, also known as Identity. The dates here are wrong. Tożsamość came out in 2004 and the Identity English version came out in 2005. I just wanted to clarify that, because for some reason the English Wikipedia page got it wrong. When it comes to Strażnik Światła, it's a concept record about the passing of time. You basically are born in the prologue and then their life unfolds throughout all of these songs until the main character dies at the end of Noc już woła. And epilogue is like, yeah, he's gone and that's just his life. So that's basically the meaning behind the record. And when it comes to the lineup, we've got a new vocalist, Tomasz Struszczyk, and then the classic lineup of Wojciech Hoffman on the guitar, Bogusz Rutkiewicz on the bass, Dominik Jokel on the second guitar, so rhythm guitar, and Tomasz Krzyżaniak on the drums. This is his second record with the band. For Wojciech, this is like, he's basically the founding member, so he was always here. And for Bogusz, he's been with the band since like 1984. He was on the second, third, fourth, fifth record, I think. Then he left. Then he came back on the Avatar record, back in 2001. He's been in the band ever since. Turbo is one of the most fascinating bands from Poland because every single record is basically a different genre of music. Turbo started as a hard rock band, then they ventured into heavy metal, then thrash metal, then prog metal, then they've played a mix of death metal and thrash metal, similar to the first Death albums, you know, Scream, Bloody Gore, Repulse, that kind of stuff. Later, they broke up and came back in 1996 and released a new record called Avatar in 2001, which was like nu metal mixed with some heavy metal influences. After that, because of the reception of Avatar, which wasn't that good because it's nu metal, I actually love that record. It's my second favorite from them, after Kawaleria Szatana. Then they went back to their classic sound of heavy metal on Tożsamość, Identity, and they are basically continuing that here on Strażnik Światła. So, without further ado, let's just review this thing. The production is tight, it's clean but heavy, no loudness or no clipping, just the way I like it. It's clean, it packs a punch, yeah, it's flawless, I enjoy it. Message, as I said before, it's a concept record about one man's life, and it's very relatable because the lyrics are kinda vague but also very rich with details. I'm going to talk about this more as we go through the individual tracks. When it comes to the structure of the songs, they're between basic and advanced. We also have one technical song. Usually we've got an intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, a guitar solo or a simple change, then verse, pre-chorus, chorus again, then a bridge that has like 2 to 4 segments. After that they go back again to the verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and outro. Sometimes it's slightly different, like for example in the title song they put a lot of different changes in the middle of the song, so we've got like 3 or 4 minutes where they just give us more and more new stuff, which is very appreciated. When it comes to the performance on this record, let's start with the drummer. He is fantastic. His double bass work, the groove, the style, the precision of his playing, he is carrying this band because when the drummer is that interesting, the music can hurt because of that, but here the drumming complements the guitars, the bass and the vocals so good that you always find something new as you go through this record. When it comes to the bass, Bogusz is always on point. His bass is audible, he's playing whatever he wants, he sometimes follows the guitars and sometimes he goes off on his own. We have lots of segments here where only the bassist is playing or just bassist and the drummer, and that's very nice. Next we've got the guitar work. I love Wojciech's guitar solos here, they're so full of emotion, so atmospheric. Same with the guitar riffs, we get some punchy, heavy, thrashy guitar riffs mixed with those very more rock and roll vibes, I would say. but it all has soul and meaning behind it. Last but not least, we've got the new vocalist, Tomasz. I must say that his yelling, shouting, singing is on point, especially when he hits those very high notes. He goes off so hard and he always puts his best effort. I was so pleasantly surprised back in 2009 because I was like feeling like there is no way in hell that he's going to sound as good as Grzegorz, but he does sound fantastic on this record. On the next one, well, it's a hit or miss, but here he gave us his best performance, his performance of a lifetime, I would say. Great work. Now when it comes to the music genre on this record, it's like heavy metal in the vein of Iron Maiden, old school Iron Maiden, mixed with some little bits and pieces of rock and roll and thrash metal. That's basically it. Now let's focus on the individual songs. So the album opens up with Prologue. That's an instrumental piece on the guitar. It's quite nice. I do enjoy the main melody, which is going to come back in a slightly different version on the last song, Epilogue. I do enjoy this one a lot. It's not my favorite. At the end you hear a baby crying because a baby is born. That's basically you, because it's a concept album about one man or one woman, whatever you want. And yeah, you are born. That's basically the meaning of this song. It's great. 9 out of 10. Na progu życia, on the edge of life. That's how I would basically translate this. This one is about your childhood, how basically your parents are teaching you about the world. You're just a pure being, you don't know how to lie. You're good and you're happy about life. I love this song so much because of the guitar riffs, the atmosphere, the intensity of the drumming, the bass lines. The energy is all over the place. You feel this song with all of your heart. The guitar solo slap, the bridge is also quite good. My favorite part is the chorus because of the singing. Droga daleka, dokąd pójdziesz nie wiesz sam. Na progu czekasz swego życia bram. But yeah, I must say that the song is very, very similar to Iron Maiden in some parts, so it's kinda hilarious, but also it's great to hear because when it comes to Iron Maiden, I haven't heard them having as much energy since like the 80s compared to this song, you know? And Turbo aren't, you know, young guys. Those guys were here in their 50s or even 60s, and this sounds so heavy, so passionate. 11 out of 10. Szept sumienia, the whisper of conscience. This song has more of a rock and roll vibe to it in some parts. I love the vocals, the pre-chorus. I tak co dnia, zagłuszasz szept sumienia. Love that part. The guitar riffs again slap, they're the best part of the song. The drumming, flawless. The chorus, yet again, steals the entire show for me. Dźwigasz brzemię, co jak kamień kolana gnie, co do domu ciągle woła. Tum. Zapomniałeś sam, co prawdą jest, a co nie. Czy ją jeszcze znaleźć zdołasz? Something like that. I love the chorus so much. Of course, I cannot sing, I suck at it, but the vocalist here, he sounds flawless. He sounds like an angel. He has such a versatile voice. You have to hear this song. It's fun to listen to. The vibes are all over the place. The melody is so beautiful, so catchy. 11 out of 10. The title song, The Guardian of Light, this one has a fantastic structure, so many changes. I love the main guitar riff. Yeah, it's so much fun. I nigdy światła nie zobaczysz. That's the verse. And then the pre-chorus happens. Na nowo poskładałeś z naczyń świat. Na nowo. Na nowo bo na nowo nie wiaje w prawdy sen. Something like that. And then the chorus happens. It's just so beautiful. Strażnik światła w każdym z nas. Gdzieś głęboko ciągle trwa. I love how he says trwa because he goes so high with those notes at that word. I cannot do it. I will never be able to do it, but he just does that. And then strażnik światła w każdym z nas. Gdzieś ciągle trwa. Love that. Love the guitar melodies, the dual guitar work, the bass lines, the drumming. The entire middle part of the song is so much fun to listen to. Again, a highlight of this record, 11 out of 10. Przestrzeń światło, which could be translated to space and light. This is a bonus track that is only featured on the digipack version of the record, which is very rare, so not many people know this song even exists. This is the weakest song on the record, it's the most rock and roll sounding one. I am actually happy that it didn't make the cut for the record, because lyrically it's like it doesn't bring anything to the table, because Na progu życia was about you being born and like learning about life and being pure. Szept sumienia was about like you're 12 or 14 and the world teaches you how to lie and be deceitful, so it's a negative song. Then the Guardian of Light is like, while there's so much bad things in the world, you still want to remain a pure soul, you still want to become a good person, so you're basically fighting off the darkness. And in Przestrzeń Światło, it's like, it's about the passing of time and how, yeah, the life is going on and we're just basically trying to survive. So that's the meaning. It's not that interesting. The next song is beautiful when it comes to the meaning, but this one, it's like, it's okay. The chorus kinda cheesy. The verses are fun. I do enjoy the bridge part, so it's a great song, but compared to every single other song on the record, it's a letdown. But still, if you haven't heard about it, go check it out, because not many people know it exists, but it does. 8 out of 10. Na skrzydłach nut, so on the wings of notes, you know, like music notes. So this is a song when the main character is probably like 21, 22, already an adult, and he reminisces the times when he was younger, like 7 or 8, and he listened to music and it was the best time of his life, you know, no responsibilities. And it's basically a song about how you like listening to music and now you're older and you're listening to it again and it brings back your childhood. So this song actually makes me cry because it's so relatable. Like every person that is listening to this review right now, I feel like you can relate to that. If you're older, you remember those days, you know, you were younger and you were listening to your favorite music album or a song. You were so happy in that moment, and then 20 years later you hear that song and it evokes the same emotions in you, and when you start thinking about it, it makes you like tear up inside. So that's how this song sounds like to me, because it's about that, and it works like that for me because I've heard this song 15 years ago, back in 2009 when I was 12. I'm not 12 anymore, and it makes me sad. And this song is so beautiful. The clean guitar riffs, the atmosphere, the verses, the bridge part, which is quite interesting, the chorus, the best part for sure. Powracasz myślą do czasów, gdy w nocy nie chciało się spać. Z uchem przy radiu mijał ci czas. So good. Kiedy na taśmach zużytych dźwięk był ci jak największy skarb. Na skrzydłach nut dziś wracasz wciąż tam. So fucking good. I love that part so much. Yeah, this is a banger. 11 out of 10. Niebezpieczny taniec, a dangerous dance. This song feels like it's about your daily life, how you need to go through your responsibilities, and it's hard, but also it feels like it's about an addiction, either to drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever, gambling. It sounds like your life is not going the way you want it to go. The song has a very erratic feeling to it, erratic, chaos. It's faster than the previous songs. I do enjoy the instrumental work, but the vocals are just great, nothing special. I do enjoy the chorus, but it's not as memorable as every other chorus before it, except the bonus song, which wasn't that great, it was just okay. So yeah, this is a great song. I love the instrumental work, the bass especially here shines in the drumming. The guitar riffs, yet again, quite interesting as usual, 9 out of 10. Obietnica lepszego dnia, a promise of a better day. This song again brings back some of that rock and roll feeling to it. It's fast, it's catchy, it's heavy, it's straight to the point. I love the vocals here, especially in the chorus. Obietnica lepszego dnia, kiedy skończy się czas. And that last word he does, he goes so high with it. I love the chorus so much. Every time the chorus comes back in the song, I have a smile on my face. But I also love the guitar work, the dual guitar work here. Love that, and the bass lines. So yeah, a classic track for sure, 10 out of 10. Tunnel. Now this one is an instrumental piece. It's very long, it's catchy, it's great, but I feel like it's one of the weaker songs here after Strażnik Światła. It's the weakest one basically. I even enjoy prologue and epilogue more compared to Tunnel, because it's great, but I feel like it overstays its welcome because it's too long. So if it was trimmed down to like by 2 to 3 minutes, because it has a lot of repetitions, that shouldn't be the case, especially with an instrumental song. But what the hell do I know? I just released 8 studio records, So yeah, Tunnel is great, but that's just it. I do love the more Iron Maiden-like sounding riffs, and of course the drumming and the bass work is on the highest level possible. 9 out of 10. Na przekór nocy, against the night, that's how I would basically translate it. This song is a banger. Musically, especially, the entire instrumental track is fire. The drumming, the bass lines, the crazy guitar work, I love it. Love the solos, love the bits and pieces here and there that only happen once. Vocally, it's a great song. Not as good as Na progu życia or Strażnik Światła, but it's almost there. Again, the chorus steals the entire show. Ale szedłeś tam na przekór nocy szukać ciągle dnia, gdzie w ukryciu serce twe melodie światła gra. Ale szedłeś tam na przekór nocy szukać ciągle dnia, gdzie w ukryciu serce twe melodie światła gra. And that final gra is again a high note, so high. But yeah, it's so much fun. Love the chorus. This is an 11 out of 10 song. Noc już woła, the night is calling. So we are close to death. Because with Obietnica lepszego dnia, the song is like about, trying to be a better person, better man, to have a better day. But for some reason, you get dragged by television, mass media, internet, television. There's lots of distractions that take away your free time, and you cannot rest mentally or physically. Then the tunnel happens, which I am not sure what the song is about. Maybe the main character has a near-death experience, like maybe cancer, some disease like that. Then na przekór nocy, he basically tries to regain control of his life, like we all do. We want to have more free time, to use it for good things. Yet again, we reminiscent about our failures and the worst parts of life, but we still have that power inside to try and take what's ours, our time, take control of our life. So it's a positive message. And then with Noc już woła, it's where we are close to death, and we are afraid that, there isn't heaven or hell. Where are we even going? Are we going to survive? Will we ever remember that we existed? So it's a very dark song for me, lyrically, because it's not that dark and Polish. It sounds, like it has a positive meaning, like maybe there is afterlife, but I don't feel like that. So to me, it's a sad song because I know that there is no afterlife. So it's sad to see the main character go. And Noc już woła, sounds very like an Iron Maiden song from the 80s. I love that it starts with a bass line. It sounds so beautiful. Then the cool guitar riffs, the melodies, the atmosphere is impeccable. The vocals so good in the verses and the pre-chorus. A lot of dual guitar work in the middle. I love that. Yet again, the chorus steals the entire show, because the pre-chorus fantastic, but the chorus is even better. Noc już woła, a może to dzień. Co tam czeka, czy światło, czy cień? Noc już woła, a może to dzień. Co tam czeka, czy noc, czy dzień? That's the chorus, and when it comes back at the end for the third time, it gets even more crazier because it's repeated twice, and when he comes back to sing it once more, just goes off with his vocals. Noc już woła, a może to dzień. And he goes so high, like the Judas Priest vocals, Rob Halford. He's just and I love that part. It's so passionate, so full of emotions. You're dying, but you're dying with dignity. Like, hell yeah, I've lived through my life. Fuck everyone. So it has that power in it at the end. And then we get a very emotional outro on a bass and some guitar riffs in the background. So this to me is the culmination of everything great about this record. It's the best song by Turbo in my top 5 easily. This is on the same level as Kawaleria Szatana to me, this song. I love it so much. I've heard it hundreds of times, if not thousands. So many great memories with this song. It's long, it's almost 9 minutes long, but this is the opposite of Tunnel, because Tunnel is so repetitive, but Noc już woła, while it's slightly repetitive, it's so captivating, so interesting to hear, even after so many years and so many times replaying it. I am still not tired of it. And that's what makes a great song in my opinion. If you heard a song thousands of times and you're like, when it comes up, you're like pumped and you're like, this is it, this is my song, let's go. 12 out of 10. And the final track, Epilogue, beautiful singing here, basically about the end of life and how all things end. It's sad but beautiful. It reuses the melody from Prologue, but it's slightly different. There is also an acoustic demo of this song as a bonus track on the Digipack version. It's very similar to the standard version, just the guitars are, acoustic, that's all. So I prefer the album version over the acoustic one, but you can check out the acoustic one on the internet if you're interested how it sounds. So yeah, this is also great. A fine ending to the record. I am not going to lie, I feel like ending the album on Noc już woła would have been a better idea, to end it on a higher, more energetic note, but I do understand that the record opened up with a very acoustic and very soothing, calm acoustic song, so decided to end it with a similar vibe. So yeah, I respect that. 9 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable, the flow is ideal, replayability, yeah, it's a legendary record, I love it from beginning to the end. The only song that I am not that crazy about is the bonus track, Strażnik Światła, but 99% of the CDs out there of Strażnik Światła do not have that song. You're not even going to find this song on any streaming platform because it's a bonus track, it's very obscure. But everything else on this record slaps the hell out of me. I love the vocals, the lyrics, the concept behind everything, the drumming, so much passion in it, same with the bass lines and the guitars. You truly feel that the musicians cared about this record and they wanted to give you something to remember them by. This is the last Turbo album that I feel like it's truly Turbo, because the next one is great, but it has some duds, it has some songs, but here it's there from beginning to the end. This is my third favorite Turbo album after Kawaleria Szatana and Avatar. I just love how consistent this one is, how every song is slightly similar to each other, but not as much to not distinct them from each other, because there are different, influences in every track. The highlights for me are Noc już woła, Na progu życia, Strażnik Światła, Na skrzydłach nut, Na przekój nocy, Obietnica lepszego dnia, and of course, Szept sumienia. That's all from me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram, links in the description. Don't forget to comment down below if you enjoyed this record or not. To me, it's one of the best Polish albums of all time in music, and if you've never heard about it, it's time to check it out. I'm also very happy that this record does not have an English version. It's the first record from Turbo since Kaweja Szatana that does not have an English version. I'm so happy about it. People should just sing in their native languages or the one language that they feel the most comfortable in. So if you started with English, just go with English. If you do Polish or German or French, just stay with that, because your voice sounds better if you feel you know. Like Yosef. Like, whenever the Rammstein vocalist does the English sounding songs, I'm like, what is that? You don't sound that good. But when you do German, you sound like powerful. Like, his power is not there when he sings in different language. And I feel like that happens to every vocalist. Maybe there is like one or two vocalists that can pull off several languages, but I am not sure. So that's just my little opinion. You don't have to agree with that. So yeah, also if you want, support me on Patreon or become a YouTube member so I can make more videos like this one. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time in other videos. Bye!